All right, thanks all. As head coach Brian Schmetzer sits down, we're going to get straight to your questions this evening. Show of hands like normal. Jose, will come to you first. I saw yours. And then for those on Zoom, while we're waiting for the mic to make its way over to Jose, please go ahead, hit that raise hand function button for us so we can see your questions. Jose, go for it, please.
Brian, there seems to be a disconnect between the final third and not shooting. There seems to be a lot of opportunities that are being left by your strikers up on top. What's the plan going forward? This is obviously something that's not sustainable and something that needs to be addressed.
Well, the plan going forward, Jose, is to continue to keep at it, continue to work at it, and then as we go down further in the year, we'll make assessments in the next transfer window. I mean, that's the plan. You're going to give Jordan a first shot because he earned that last year. You're going to give Raul a shot. We signed Masovsky. We've got forwards that, can score. So at some point, that's going to be addressed. I'm not so sure that's the, reason why we drew. I mean, we could maybe talk about that. I'm sure somebody will ask me that question, but certainly it is a concern because had we put the game away at 2-0, we score the second goal, game's over.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, so I guess along those same lines, it seemed like the match was reasonably in control when the red card came, and I guess what did you think of the way your team, you guys handled the playing down a man?
Fine, up until the set piece. I mean, look, you're going to be put under pressure. Did we have enough possession? Yeah, maybe not. Javi's injury came at the wrong time because we were going to make a different sub, and Javi coming off certainly was an issue. So we flipped it around, but I thought it was fine up until the set piece. And I will tell you what I told those guys in there. The game, it's a team sport, and everybody needs to do what they can. Games are not won and lost on one play, okay? But Andrew saves a penalty and he makes a save. That ball's going for the upper corner. I mean, that's a good free kick. And Andrew makes a better save. And where are his teammates to help him in that moment? Why is it that the Colorado player gets there first after we trained that 2 days ago? 2 days ago. We worked on all of our defending set pieces. So that is an issue. And that's something, Jose, we can clean up.
All right, we'll come down to Maz here in the front row.
Yeah, I guess I'm just speaking to that. You start out just free-flowing for the first 15 minutes of the first half there, and the end there's some decision-making, obviously, that you got to be somewhat frustrated with, like you're saying, the helping out on set pieces, helping out, in defending, not picking up yellow cards, just your decision-making in the finals, I would say, half of the second half.
Yeah, okay, you're all over the shop there a little bit, Maz. I mean, the first part of your question, let me address it. So, yeah, I thought the team started off well. I mean, the goal, the penalty was deserved. Raul, I mean, that's again, it takes a lot of courage to do that. So we're kind of in control. And have we played our best stuff? No. But we're in control of the match. And then, yes, you get a couple of decisions that players make, and the game starts to unravel a little bit. And how did we react? How did we circle the wagons and try and hold on to 1-0? It's unfortunate that, Josh gets a second yellow, but I can't argue with the refereeing. Can't.
Andy Amashita, Seattle Times. Andrew Thomas seemed like, put in a really good shift for you guys today. He's been pretty good since stepping in for Stefan. What do you kind of asked him to do, kind of stepping into this role right now?
Well, we asked him to keep us in games, which he has. I can't fault him for the goals that he took against LAFC, and I can't really fault him for the goal he took today. He did everything he could. Saved a penalty, saved a free kick, was in control of his box, made a couple of saves early. He had to come down, ball skipping off the turf. I think the kid's been good.
And then secondly, just what do you kind of think about your team's composure at the end of the second half after the red card?
Well, again, those are tough moments. I thought we were okay up until, giving away a bad foul on top of the box and, not being organized in, making a play.
All right, we'll come over to this side of the room. And again, for those on Zoom that have a question, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button. Felipe Makeda, we'll go to you first on this side.
So, Coach,
The microphone's there for you.
so I'm not going to ask you about the performance of the referee for this game, but I want to get your opinion on is any difference if you get substitutes referees rather than the pro referees?
No, Felipe, look, I'm not going to go in there. It's above my pay grade. I mean, I don't think the referee caused us today to lose that game. I don't believe that. So, the overall bigger picture things is better suited to the people that are making those decisions, not me.
All right, for the next one, we'll go to Nico Moreno, front row.
Along those lines, I was hoping you could kind of give us some insight of what happened with Raul and the red and got taken away. It seems like
Raul was just upset that, the call was made and, they'd score, and he just made some gestures. It was confusion because he pulled out the wrong card. He was going to give him a yellow originally, but he just immediately went to a red, and so he rescinded that, and it's just a yellow card.
Perfect. And then my question was more about Raul and his performance today.
Good.
He gets a
Very
goal.
good.
Your thoughts on
Good.
his whole display?
Didn't want to take him off. That was tactical substitution. I didn't want to take him off.
All right, we'll go to Nico Antun next.
Coach, a bit of a softball here. Could you give us your thoughts on Albert Rusnak's return to play today?
It was good. I mean, look, we wanted to give him a taste. I'm glad I got Yaimer on the field as well. He'll get back into it. It was unfortunate circumstances that he came on the field. So, he did what he could. I thought it was okay.
All right, we got a couple more in the room. Yep, appreciate that, Diego. Mike's coming to you now. While that mic makes its way over, again, reminder for those on Zoom, if you have a question, hit the raise hand function button. Rachel, I think you may have had one and then took it down. If so, that's fine, but just flagging here. Diego, go ahead, please.
Ok, buenas tardes. Raúl Ruiz Díaz fue el jugador del partido, sin embargo fue cambiado y el cambio al parecer no fue del agrado del jugador, se le vio muy molesto a la hora del cambio. ¿Cuáles fueron las razones del cambio de Ruiz Díaz?
Raul Ruiz Díaz was a player of the game, but he was subbed, and it seemed to be that he was not happy with it, and he was upset about it. What were the reasons for you to make the sub?
So no player, especially a forward, is going to be happy when the team goes down a guy, and usually that's a position where you have to sacrifice because you have to defend more. The reason why I made the sub was, again, we took a red card, and we were going to play 4-4-1, and Raul doesn't have the speed to be a threat to get in behind, where Jordan Morris might be a little bit more suited for that. And then when Jordan Morris got tired, Danny Musovski came on. So there was nothing about Raul. Again, he played a good game. I was happy with Raul's performance.
Ningún jugador, especialmente un delantero, va a estar contento cuando lo sustituyen porque ha habido una tarjeta roja y eso definitivamente cambia la estrategia del partido. Al tomar la tarjeta roja tuvimos que hacer algunos cambios estratégicos porque queríamos jugar 4-4-1 y mi posición era que la velocidad de Raúl no está al mismo nivel que la velocidad de Jordan para cumplir ese rol. Por eso es que tuvimos que hacer el cambio. Cuando Jordan se cansó también y no podía cumplir ese rol, también fue sustituido y seguía la misma línea de la misma estrategia. Pero estoy muy contento con el performance de Raúl el día de hoy.
Okay, Gigi, right here in front of you there. Nope, right there. Victor, thank you.
Coach, along the lines of Raul Ruiz Díaz, yesterday I asked you some of your favorite moments or experiences with Raul. You told me that you enjoyed the Panenka penalties. How much did you enjoy that one today to tie the all-time club record? And second, you could clearly see that he wasn't okay with being substituted. How important is it for a team to have a player that is involved even when he comes off the pitch to the level that he was today, causing that confusion with the referee? How important is it to have a player like that?
It takes bravery to try a Panenka, because if it doesn't work, you could look very bad. So in that moment, Raul has been in many big games. He scored many big goals for the club. That might not rank up as one of his biggest goals for the club, but it took bravery in that moment to try and spark the team to get us to win. Being involved with the team, I think Raul's attitude so far this year has been great. You know, like I said, he wasn't happy about being subbed out. I'm okay with that. And he was on the bench, still into the game. You know, I don't want him to get yellow cards because that might cost us down the road, but you could tell he was still very much into the game.
All right, we'll go to John and then a couple of follow-ups and conclude things. John, go ahead.
Obviously, a big turning point is Josh getting his second yellow and getting sent off today. Have you had a conversation with him yet about that? Will you? And what would that conversation look like?
I haven't yet. I will, and I'll let you know what I say to him.
Okay, a couple follow-ups. We'll start with Jose.
To the conversation of Raul and his attitude, which just seemed to be something that was not necessarily on par with what the club needed at the end of last year. He was lacking time and he was lacking fitness to be able to play today. After he scored his goal, he made it a point to go to the bench and celebrate, especially with the younger kids, which is a really good thing that he does, taking those kids under their wings. Has his leadership really stepped up this year? Then have you been able to notice that throughout practice, especially after he wasn't getting playtime early in the season?
Yeah, for sure. So I couldn't say it any better, Jose. His attitude has been very good. He likes all the young guys. I'll tell you this little story. So yesterday, when we play 5v5, always on a match day -1, sometimes we play, young guys, old guys, a mixed group, whatever. However, Andy mixes up the teams. Well, Raul loves being the captain of the young players. And so he has been a good role model for a lot of those guys in many different ways.
All right, Jeremiah.
So 2 points through 2 home games. You guys don't have a goal yet from open play. How big of a concern is that right now? And is that something that that are there bigger issues than just not getting the result you wanted today?
Sure. I mean, again, I'll repeat myself, 2-0, game's over. So it's a big issue. Clock's ticking, 3 games into the year, so it's not panic mode, way too early to panic. But, I'm sure, those guys in there aren't happy, fans aren't happy, you guys can ask questions. It'll be out there. We have to address it. But, it's still early for me.
Maz, last one to you.
Did you see the improved play you needed from the combination between Alex and Christian on the one side and then Leo pinching in? Did you take a step forward in that?
Well, we don't want Leo to pinch in, number one. And did I see improvement? Alex and Christian were pretty effective in the second half. And then, we wanted to push Alex inside and Christian wider, just vary that a little bit. And it was okay.
When I mean pinch in, him coming from outside inside with the ball?
Still, I want him to make good decisions. If he sees an opening outside or if he sees an opening inside, that's the kid's choice. He's a talented soccer player.
Thanks all. Locker room's open.
Thank you.